Today we are going to have a discussion on the tremor related questions and their identification of the diagnosis, means what is the reason behind. So you see, these usually are kept as a long question where you have to step by step rule out the other options by reading the questions out, and this is how exactly we'll be talking about the three important questions that are likely to be kept in your examinations. Now the first question is: a 72-year-old right-handed presented to your clinic with a progressive worsening hand tremor for the last 2 years. That means a long history of 2 years. Now, the tremor is more noticeable when he is pouring tea, writing, or reaching out for the objects. Now, this is obviously the first clue. This is the postural or the action tremor, not a resting kind of the tremor. So resting tremors is suggestive of Parkinsonism. So to some extent, you can say that by reading the first line itself, that we are not dealing with a question related to Parkinsonism because this resting tremors are not there. Now, if you further read the question, and it significantly improves after he has a small amount of alcohol. The second clue which is provided to you in the question is that alcohol is temporarily improving the tremors. It happens in many patients who are having essential tremors because it is considered to be a key diagnostic features of the essential tremors. So you can say to some extent we have ruled out the Parkinsonism, but we are keeping the option of the essential tremors alive. Now, his wife reports that he occasionally has a mild tremor of the head and even the voice. You see, this as a third clue is commonly seen in case of essential tremors and rarely in Parkinsonism. Though it happens in Parkinsonism, but Parkinsonism usually starts asymmetrically in the hand and progresses slowly. So there is rare involvement of the voice. Despite the fact that this feature of mild tremor of the head and voice is a feature of both essential as well as Parkinsonism, but other feature that helps you in identifying this as a Parkinsonism is ruled out. Now, when you read the question further, that there is no history of slowness in the movement, muscular rigidity, or shuffling gait. Now, this is pointing towards ruling out of the Parkinsonism because there is no rigidity, bradykinesia, or gait abnormality, or even cognitive decline. Because in case of Parkinsonism or Parkinson's disease, there is going to be a tremor associated with the rigidity, associated with the bradykinesia, with or without the postural instability. So at this point, you can say by dealing with the fourth clue that you have probably ruled out the Parkinsonism in the question. Continuing with the question, his cognition is intact and there is no cerebellar signs on examination. Cerebellar tremor typically it presents with the intention tremors like occur at the end of the goal directed movement and is often associated with dysmetria and ataxia, which is obviously not seen over here. Now he takes no medications, that means drug induced tremors are also ruled out, and his father had a similar tremor in the old age. Now this is pointing out towards the autosomal dominant inheritance pattern, which is again seen in case of essential tremors. So it is also supporting the diagnosis of the essential tremors. Neurological examination shows a bilateral postural and action tremor of the upper limb, more prominent on the right side. There is no resting tremors at the rest. So what is the most likely diagnosis the patient is suffering from? So by this point, you have already came to the conclusion that if you look at the option number one, that is Parkinson's disease, the resting tremor of pill rolling type, it begins unilaterally, but the patient also should be having a bradykinesia, cogwheel rigidity, stooped posture, or shuffling gait, which obviously is not present in this question, and no improvement with the alcohol. So hopefully this is not the correct answer. Next, cerebellar tremors. The cerebellar or the intentional tremors is worsens. It worsens as the hand approaches the target, which obviously is not provided to you. It is associated with ataxia, dysdiadokinesia, post pointing, and gait disturbances, which obviously are not present in the question. So this option is also ruled out. And finally, the drug induced tumor. The common offenders for the drug induced tumors are the valproate, the lithium, amiodarone, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and the bronchodilators. And there is specifically mentioned that there is no history of any medications. So this drug induced tremors is also ruled out. So this is how you are left with the answer related to the essential tremors. A key feature which will help you out in making the diagnosis, like resting tremors, which occurs at rest and is of pill rolling type. then it is a feature of Parkinson's disease. The postural tremor with sustained posture is a feature of the essential tremor or the hyperthyroidism, or could be of the drug induced. Intention tremors, which works on goal directed movement, is a feature of cerebellar lesion. The rubral or the Holmes tremor, which is a combination of resting, postural, or intention tremors, is a feature of mid-brain stroke. And psychogenic tremors, it varies with distraction and is having a feature of sudden onset type of the tremors. It is usually non-organic type. That means functional type of the tremors. So hopefully you have understood that how this question could be identified in order to reach the final diagnosis. Now, the management of the essential tremors can obviously be asked, and you already are aware of that the first line of the drug are propranolol and the primidone. The second line of the drugs are the gabapentin, topiramate, and clonazepam. And the surgical, in case of refractory cases, you have to go for the deep brain stimulation of the ventral intermediate nucleus of the thalamus. Now, coming on to the next question. A 68-year-old woman with a history of bipolar disorder presents with the fine hand tremors that began gradually over the last 3 months. Now, she describes the tremor as a more noticeable when holding a cup or writing, and it worsens when she feels anxious. Now, you see, the first clue which is provided to you in the question is that there is a presence of the postural tremor, which occurs when the arm are held outstretched or while performing some actions like holding a cup. And it is seen in case of essential tremors, as we have already seen. It could be also seen in case of drug induced tremors and in case of anxiety related disorders. So that is point number one, on the basis of which you have identified the tremor. And these are the potential answers for this question. Now, reading the next line, she denies any slowness of the movement, gait disturbances, or resting tremors. That means this line in particular has helped you in ruling out the Parkinsonism. Why not Parkinsonism? Because it presents with resting tremors, it presents with bradykinesia, it presents with rigidity, and it presents with postural instability. And there is a denial of all these factors. On examination, she has a bilateral symmetric postural tremor of the hands without rigidity or the cerebellar sign. Now, this line has helped you in ruling out the cerebellar lesion or intentional tremors. How? Because there is no feature of ataxia, dysmetria, or nystagmus. And finally, her vitals and cognitive functions are normal. She has been compliant with her medications, including lithium carbonate, sertraline, and metoprolol. So, which of the following is the most likely cause of a tremor? Now, by this time, you already have reached the diagnosis. Now, history of lithium use, which is a classical cause of the postural tremor. So, it presents as a fine tremor, but often worsened by anxiety or fatigue, and can occur early or late in the therapy, in particularly in case of elderly. So, this is how the drug induced, that means lithium induced postural tremor, is the best answer for this particular question. Now, here you should also be knowing about that what are the drugs which are responsible for inducing these kind of the tremors. As you know, lithium, the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors like sertraline, the bronchodilators like salbutamol or theophylline, anti-epileptics like valproate, the stimulants like caffeine or amphetamines, because it induces the anxiety, anti-arrhythmic drugs like amiodarone, immunosuppressants like cyclosporine or tacrolimus, and antipsychotics like haloperidol and risperidone. So these are the drugs which are responsible for causing or inducing tremors. And finally, coming on to the last question, which is very, very, very frequently asked in your examination. A 70-year-old male presents with the tremor in his right hand that began 8 months ago and is getting progressively worsened. Now, he notes that the tremor is most prominent when his hand is resting on his lap and diminishes when he reaches out for the objects. Now, this is the first clue which is provided to you in the question. And the presence of a resting tremor, that is pill rolling movement, is a classical feature of Parkinsonism. You see, it appears when the limb is at rest and improves with the movement, often starting unilaterally, typically in the hand or fingers. So that is the first clue. Now, second is that his wife reports that he has become slower in daily activities and has stooped posture and shuffling gait. Now, as a second clue in your examination or second clue in your question, there is a feature of bradykinesia. That means slowness of the movement. So this is the core feature of, again, Parkinsonism. Now, patient may take longer to initiate or complete the tasks. Like, for example, if someone is asking you to button up the shirt, so it becomes much slower. So the patient takes longer time to initiate or completion of the task. That is bradykinesia, which is a classical feature of Parkinsonism again. So hopefully we are reaching towards the diagnosis gradually. Now, on neurological examination, there is a pill rolling tremor in the right hand at the rest. This is what we have already talked about. There is a presence of cogwheel rigidity. Now, the on passive movement, the limb resists with the ratchet-like feel, which is caused by a combination of both rigidity and tremor. And this is how the cogwheel rigidity is identified, which is again a feature of Parkinsonism. Stooped posture and shuffling gait is again a feature of postural instability and gait disturbances which develops over a period of time. And finally, when there is no cerebellar signs or cognitive declines which are observed, it means that there is no feature of intentional tremors, which means that there is no dysmetria, there is no ataxia, and there is no dysdiadochokinesia. All these features are suggestive that this is not a cerebellar tremor. So hopefully answer for this question is straightforwardly identified, that is Parkinson's or disease or Parkinsonism. As you know, all of you are aware of how to manage this Parkinsonism in case of elderly, young patient tremors predominant, and in case of advanced stages. Now, finally, these are the hints which will help you out in marking the correct answer related to your tremors. Now, pill rolling tremor, as we have already talked about, that it is a resting kind of the tremor, which is most likely a feature of Parkinsonism. And if there is often association in case of question related to unilateral involvement, which improves with the action, then answer is certain, that is Parkinsonism. Second is now tremor while writing or pouring a tea, which is obviously a action or a postural kind of the tumor, which is a feature of essential tremors. And if there is a presence of bilateral involvement, which improves with the alcohol as a additional hint provided to you in the question, then answer for that question would become essential tremors. Now, in case of drug-induced tremors, so lithium valproate or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor use, it is responsible for causing postural tremor. And how the tremors are identified, these are usually fine and symmetric tremors. If there is a presence of unsteady gait along with dysmetria, along with the tremor, then obviously it is the intentional kind of the tremor. And if such of the factors, if such of the hint is provided to you in the question, then you also have to look for the feature of nystagmus or dysdiadochokinesia in order to mark the answer for the cerebellar tremors. You already know about the characteristic tremor type, that the tremor, it worsens as the hand approaches the target, which is a key clinical identifying feature for the cerebellar lesion. Then, in case of Parkinsonism, the important hint that would be provided to you is that it starts with one hand, and then after that there will be a presence of the gait tissue, and finally it will result in the rigidity of the limbs. So if there is a triad that you can identify in the question in the form of tremors, in the form of rigidity, and in the form of bradykinesia, then answer for that question is Parkinson's disease or Parkinsonism. Now, the tremors that worsens with anxiety, stress, or caffeine is obviously a psychological kind of the tremor, which is exaggerated physiologic tremor, which is often transient, and you just have to treat the cause behind it. Now, tremors in the legs on standing, which is having a very high frequency, is a feature of orthostatic tremor, and this is extremely rare high frequency tremor. Now, tremors plus tachycardia along with the weight loss is a feature of hyperthyroidism. So, what is as an investigation that you have to go with, obviously, is a thyroid profile. So, hopefully, you have identified everything related to this particular question and you'd be able to mark the answers correctly. Thank you very much for listening to the lectures. Questions like these are already there live in our app of Next Saviors, both available on Android as well as iOS. All the best for your future examinations. In order not to miss any update, please join our Telegram group. The link is provided to you in the description.